Hey guys, I'm here to do another movie review. This movie is called Trap and it's on Netflix. I will give y'all a quick overview before I give y'all all the spoilers. So I rated this movie a 6.5. I said it's worth the watch, but it kind of dragged by the end. It was a little predictable to me, and we knew who the SK was pretty quickly into the movie, maybe 30 minutes into a 2-hour movie. So like you see on the cover, it says 30,000 fans, 300 cops, 1 SK, no escape. So that's what I mean when I say we knew who the SK was about 30 minutes into the film. And as you can see, a little more on the plot, it says a man and his teenage daughter realize that they're at the center of a dark and sinister event while watching a concert. So from this point forward, I will be giving the plot and some spoilers. So if you haven't watched the movie and you want to check it out before watching this review, stop here, go check the movie out on Netflix. And it honestly seems like it might be in a few more places. I watched it on Netflix, but y'all see it has Max Showing, YouTube, and Hulu, and it says plus 9 more. So I'm not sure, but it's definitely on Netflix, and that's where I watched it. So Cooper is a firefighter, and the movie starts with him taking his daughter Riley to see Lady Raven in concert because she got good grades. Now, I'm not sure exactly who Lady Raven was supposed to be because y'all know a lot of times when they do these type of celebrities in movies, it's like a parody. So I don't know if she was supposed to be Doja Cat, Rihanna, or Lady Gaga, but those are the three people that I kind of got from it, but it wasn't clear. So when they get there, Cooper notices that there's a heavy police presence. And of course, he's questioning that because why is there so many police at this concert? So he ends up going to like a merch stand and talking to one of the vendors, which is a guy who works at the arena named Jamie. Jamie and him start talking. He tells him that he needs a specific size shirt for Riley. And him and Jamie start walking off to the back. Jamie tells him, come with me. I have it in the back. So now they're kind of away from everybody, and Cooper asks Jamie about the police presence. Jamie revealed to him that the FBI found out that the SK, the butcher, is going to be here at this concert tonight, and this is a trap for him. This is a sting. In that moment, Cooper looks at his phone, and we see that he has some type of webcam set up in his basement, and there's somebody chained up in his basement. So that's what I meant when I said that we found out very early in the movie that Cooper was the SK. Because it's like I just started telling y'all the plot, and right now we're finding it out. Because once he looked at that phone and we saw somebody was chained up in his basement, it was obviously him. So then I also had some fear for Jamie because y'all know the first black person in a movie where people get taken out usually gets taken out. So I was like, oh boy, Jamie about to get taken out. But Jamie actually survived and made it to the end. So shout out to him. But while Cooper and Jamie were talking, Cooper ended up stealing Jamie's ID card, learning his employee passcode, and I believe also taking like some type of walkie-talkie or earbuds that they had to communicate, amongst their team. So now he's basically able to hear all of their plans and what they're expecting him to do so that he could do the opposite and not be as easily identified as the butcher. Meanwhile, his daughter is starting to get frustrated with him, asking him questions like confused as to why he's not staying in the concert with her. Why are you so in and out? Why are you looking all over the place? Why do you seem so paranoid? I do feel like the daughter should have caught on to the dad a bit quicker, but I do understand, she's there to focus on her favorite artist and her concert. So she peeped that her dad is acting weird, but she's not really like going into it too much because she obviously is focused on something else. And now that Cooper is getting all of the communication of the team and the FBI, he realizes that the only people who won't be getting checked heavily by the police on their way out of the arena is women and children because they know that they're looking for a man. The SK is definitely a man, so they're not going to check the women and children crazy. But they also said that people who are backstage won't have as crazy of a police check. So now he's trying to figure out, okay, how can we get backstage? His daughter mentions that she wants to get brought up on stage with Lady Raven. He goes up to Lady Raven's manager and team and basically says that his daughter has leukemia, which was a lie, and that he would love if she's able to get up there and be Lady Raven's dreamer girl for the night, which is the person who gets brought on stage. So she ends up getting it. She gets brought on stage. It's a great time, and they end up backstage. But once they end up backstage, Cooper realizes that the backstage also has a police presence as well. I just think it wasn't as strong as the regular exit, but he still would have to go through a police check. And then one of the last other things I wrote was that Lady Raven was dumb in my opinion, and the movie could have ended a lot earlier. I feel like the movie could have ended right here, but because of the move she made, it continued. So Cooper's trying to figure a way out, and he basically says to Lady Raven, can I talk to you in private in your dressing room? I feel like as a celebrity, there's no way that you should be taking any random person into your dressing room and talking to them without security. So to me, that was unrealistic and dumb, and strike one. So that would have never happened for me. If I was a celebrity and I was in her shoes, I would not have gone with that man in the dressing room. But she goes in the dressing room with him, and he basically says, guess what? You guys got me. I am the butcher. But if you tell them, I'm going to take out this guy. And he shows her his phone and the guy that's chained up in the basement. So I guess she was worried about that guy, so she decided to just play along with his game. But if it was me, I would have got up out of there. Because the butcher already had 12 victims, and this 13th victim or potential victim that he has tied up in his basement, he already had plans for. That has nothing to do with me. But what does have something to do with me is that he just told me he's the butcher. So am I going to let him make any more crazy moves, or am I going to run out of my dressing room right now, grab my security and say, that's the butcher, take him down? If he presses the button on that guy, and because basically he had to press a button on the guy who he had chained up in the basement, and it would have let out this gas in the room, and it would have taken the guy out in 5 minutes. I would have let the police take him down, and at the same time told them he just pressed the button and there's a guy out there somewhere who he's taking out. Like, that's all I could do. But I'm not going to save one guy to keep a SK on the loose and potentially let other people get hurt. So the movie could have ended right here. But Lady Raven wanted to play dumb. So now she has to play along with Cooper, and he basically tells her, you need to drive me and Riley out of here in your limousine so that we cannot get detected during the police check. So she agreed. They were able to go through the security without getting stopped because they were literally with Lady Raven. They got in her limo. She drove them out of the venue, and he was like, okay, once we get to the corner, you can let us out. And she was like, no, I want to go see Riley's house. Now, Riley's hyped because Riley still don't know her dad is a SK. She don't realize that there's all this tension between her dad and Lady Raven. She's just thinking that this is all happening because she got great grades and she's having a great day meeting her favorite celebrity. So when they get to the house, Lady Raven is basically spending her time trying to get his family to realize that he is the butcher by giving them descriptions of the profile. Basically that the guy is OCD, he has issues with his mom, and things like that. Then somehow she gets a hold of Cooper's phone. I believe it was while him, her, and Riley were taking pictures or something, and she runs in the bathroom with his phone. So he starts banging on the door going crazy, and his family is like, okay, I understand she got your phone, but you really going hard. Like, what's on your phone that you so worried about her seeing or her being in the bathroom with? But while she has his phone, she's able to contact Spencer and see him through the camera and get his name and have him describe some things about where he's at. Then she goes and gets on her Instagram live and talks to her fans and basically describes him and says, you know, there's this guy named Spencer. He's stuck in a basement. It's by a blue house. It's by this. It's by that. And her fans are able to identify where he would be located. So that just showed, you know, the power of social media and the power of using your followers for good. So Spencer was able to be saved thanks to the fans. So now Cooper's been exposed to his family. He locks his family upstairs. He attempts to drive off with Lady Raven, and he obviously has plans to take her out as well. And I'm like, you about to take out a celebrity? You definitely done. His family was able to get out of the locked room, and his wife eventually confronted him about him being the butcher. And she also revealed that she was the one who sent the police an anonymous tip because she felt like he was the butcher. So he was like, oh yeah, I had a feeling that you snitched on me, and that's why I'm gonna take myself out and then take you out. And I'm like, wife, why are you sitting here just running your mouth snitching on yourself, and he on the verge of taking you out? But the wife was doing all of that because she already was in contact with the police due to giving them the anonymous tip. So it was all a setup. And basically, once he told her, like, I'm going to take you out, then take myself out, the SWAT was able to come in and take him out. Not take him out, but tase him and put him down. So he's finally caught, and before they put him in a cop car, he stops in front of Riley's bike, and he's just having this whole moment touching and adjusting her bike. And then Riley comes up to him and gives him a hug. And I'm like, Riley, your dad is a whole SK and almost took your favorite celebrity out. Wake up. But then when he gets in the back of the police car, we see that he did all of that because he wanted a spoke off of Riley's bike, which he could use to undo the handcuffs. He gets the handcuffs off and he's smiling and laughing, but he's still in the back of the cop car. So that does leave it open for a part 2. And I would watch the part 2 if it came out. I just think that they need to put a little bit more into the movie. But like I said, overall, I'll give it a 6.5 on a low and a 7 on a high. So not bad. Definitely worth the watch. And like I said, it's in the top 10 of Netflix movies right now. So if y'all interested, check it out and let me know what y'all thought about it in the comments. If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. And I'll see y'all later for my next TV, music, or movie review. Bye.